So today I'm going to answer a question that's been really bothering me. Why would I buy a retro gaming console when I own a Steam Deck? Let's get into it. I have the Steam Deck OLED, the 1 TB model, and I've loved it since day one. I keep seeing all these other handhelds coming out, like the ANBERNIC RG557, and they all promise retro gaming and just gaming in general. But the Steam Deck already does all of that. So I kept asking myself, why would I even need a device like this when I already have a Steam Deck? And in this video, I'm going to answer that question that's been plaguing me. Let's get into it. So just kind of a quick disclaimer. I bought this RG557 with my own money. No one sent it to me, no one paid me, and no one gets to see this video before it goes live. So it's not like anything like that. So yeah, why did I buy this handheld? Did I fall victim to marketing? Maybe probably a little bit. But honestly, I had been curious for a while, and when I saw Russ from Retro Gaming Corp talk about it, I thought, I was like, you know what? I want to try this myself. I felt like I was missing something because I didn't get it. You understand? Like, I didn't get it. Like, why are people buying these retro handhelds when they already own something more powerful, like a Steam Deck or an ROG Ally? So I gave in and I bought one. I wanted to see what it was all about. Now, here's the thing about this. This thing is $300, so it's not far off from a base model Steam Deck. So the question becomes, is it worth it? Yes, and it's a big but, okay? Let me start by saying this. I went into this almost hating this device. And that's funny because I didn't even touch it. But just knowing I already had a deck made me skeptical. Why do I need you? Let me talk a little bit about my first impressions. I bought this off of Amazon. I paid more for the next day shipping, opened the box, and my first thoughts when I held it was, this thing is tiny, right? It felt small, like my big hands just swallowed this thing up. And I was like, nope. I'm returning it. And that was in like minutes of holding it. But I kept playing with it. I just kept playing with it. Let's talk about the menu in the OS. I'm a Windows guy. I have a Mac, and the Mac still confuses the hell out of me. Steam OS is pretty straightforward and simple, so I've never really dealt with an Android. So Android was totally new to me, so it was a little confusing to me. So I went right for the SD card. I popped in the SD card because I wanted to see what games came with this. And, no Nintendo games. Everything was mostly PS1, and a bunch of other games I didn't really recognize. So, I was a little annoyed, Super Nintendo is my jam, and now I had to load my own ROMs type of scenario. And I know, all right, I'm being a little bit of a diva, but I was justifying not liking this thing, And here's the funny part about this, is that even though I kept pointing out everything I hated about it, I couldn't put it down. And when I did put it down, I just kept thinking about it. Like, can it really be that bad? It feels so good in my hands. So it comes with a bunch of emulators pre-installed, but I'm used to, ESD on my Steam Deck, which looks clean and just feels familiar. This had some random front end that I've never heard of or dealt with. So I was like, so I did what most people would do. I hit up YouTube. I typed in the RG557, and again, I landed on Russ's video at Retro Gaming Corp. And I watched it. He has 2 videos out there. I suggest you watch it. And the whole time I'm watching Russ's video, I'm still holding on to this thing. I still have it in my hand. And eventually I gave in. I loaded up my own ROMs, installed EmuStation, and it started to feel like home. And I was like, so now I could finally kind of test it. When I did that, now I get it. Like, it finally clicked. And like when I got the Steam Deck, it's not about the specs. It's about the experience. This device is a handheld, yeah, but it offers a totally different vibe than this Steam Deck. So does this have a place in my collection? Yeah, 100% it does. Is it a Steam Deck? Absolutely not. But it's not trying to be a Steam Deck. It might look similar. It might even do some of the same things that the Steam Deck does, but the experience is completely different, especially once you start customizing it to make it your own. I've been rediscovering my old games on here. Games I've played 100 times before. But the thing is that they feel new again. And honestly, I think that's the point of these devices. I think that's what these retro handhelds do. They bring back that old spark, that thrill of picking up an old favorite and feeling something again. Yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. Just be ready to tinker with it a little bit. And, you know, don't be surprised if you find yourself saying, why do I need this? Right before falling in love with it. All right, so more to come on this device in my next video, where I'll break it down and go over the actual specs, emulation performance, and whether it's worth the price. So make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.